She went to Colombia at the invitation of the vice president, a woman whose background was extremely poor, left-wing woman who hoped that Meghan would contribute to her charities for children.
Meghan Markle, once a beloved actress and the Duchess of Sussex, entered the royal family with grace and global admiration. Married to Prince Harry, she became a symbol of modern royalty, attracting worldwide attention and support. But now, after stepping away from royal duties and pursuing a new life in California, Meghan's reputation has taken a dramatic hit. With Tom Bower's explosive new revelations, her carefully crafted image is crumbling. What went wrong? And how did it all spiral? This is the story of Meghan's downfall. So, what do you think? Is Meghan's fall from grace the result of her own choices, or were the royal family's actions a factor in her downfall? Did Tom Bower's revelations change how you view her? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. To help us bring you more videos and expose the truth behind the headlines, please subscribe so more people can uncover the real story behind Meghan's royal exit and the secrets that followed. Meghan's sudden decline. Tom Bower offers a stark and troubling view of Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's life since they decided to step down from their royal duties. What was meant to be a fresh start, a chance to build an independent future away from the constraints of royal life, has instead turned into a series of public struggles and setbacks. The couple, once filled with hope and ambition, quickly saw their dreams begin to unravel as the reality of their situation set in. What they thought would be a new chapter of success outside the monarchy has turned into a fight for relevance, with their carefully laid plans slipping through their fingers. At first, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex appeared to have it all figured out. They had signed major deals with companies like Spotify and Netflix, hoping to use their global fame to carve out a new, lucrative career. They envisioned themselves as powerhouses in media and philanthropy, with a fresh, exciting future ahead. But, as Bower reveals, these deals began to fall apart one by one, each cancellation signaling a more significant issue. The couple's ability to maintain their carefully curated image was fading fast. Their highly publicized Spotify deal was abruptly canceled, leaving the couple reeling. Then came Netflix's decision to end its partnership with Meghan's lifestyle brand, As Ever, further damaging their public standing. These setbacks, which seemed to pile up overnight, have created a snowball effect, one that's slowly unraveling their brand. Once seen as the shining stars of the royal family's future, they now face a harsh reality, with their projects faltering and their public image taking a major hit. The decline in their fortunes is nothing short of dramatic. What was once a fairy tale departure from the royal family, filled with potential and promise, has become a sobering reality. Meghan and Harry's desire to lead independent lives away from the monarchy was an admirable one, but the public backlash, the controversies, and the struggles with their media ventures have made that independence feel more like isolation. Instead of finding the freedom they sought, they have faced increasing difficulties in every direction. Bower suggests that, in the end, the couple's carefully constructed world outside the royal bubble is falling apart, and the public's interest in their story is waning. The dream of global success that Meghan and Harry had hoped for is now slipping through their fingers, leaving them to face the difficult truth that their new life may not be all it was cracked up to be. What was supposed to be a new beginning has become a struggle to maintain their relevance, and as each deal crumbles, it becomes harder to see how they will recover from this downward spiral. Tom Bower revealed that the independence Meghan and Harry sought by stepping down from royal duties has turned into a struggle for both of them. But why does Tom Bower think they are struggling? Could the breakthrough they envisioned have actually become a breaking point? Let's uncover the shocking details. The Sussexes struggle for reinvention. The first major setback for Meghan and Harry came when their highly anticipated Spotify deal was abruptly cancelled. This was a huge blow, especially considering the deal was a cornerstone of their plan to build an independent media empire. But things didn't stop there. Shortly after the Spotify deal fell through, Netflix also ended its partnership with Meghan's lifestyle brand, As Ever. What was once a shining opportunity for the couple seemed to be crumbling before their eyes. Their Netflix docuseries Harry and Meghan, which had been seen as a breakthrough moment, quickly began to lose its momentum. Initially, the series sparked excitement, with millions eager to hear their side of the story. It was supposed to be their chance to regain control of their narrative, offering a glimpse into their new life away from the royal spotlight. But the excitement that surrounded their media ventures soon began to fade, and the couple's efforts to stay relevant outside of the royal family's shadow seemed to hit a major wall. The couple dreamed of starting fresh, leaving behind the heavy expectations of royalty to create a life focused on media and charity. They imagined becoming global figures, using their platform to promote compassion and justice for all. However, as their ventures started to fall apart one by one, it became clear that the journey to rebrand themselves was far more challenging than they had ever imagined. The struggles and pressures of forging a new identity took them by surprise, as they discovered that creating a lasting impact wasn't as easy as they had hoped. As their deals with major companies like Spotify and Netflix came to an end, it became clear that the couple's public appeal was starting to wane. What once seemed like a promising and lucrative future now seemed uncertain and fragile. Their attempt to reinvent themselves was becoming less successful with each passing setback, leaving the couple to face a harsh truth. Their new life outside the royal family wasn't living up to expectations. Their struggle to maintain relevance has become more obvious as time goes on. Meghan and Harry's media ambitions were supposed to help them establish themselves as leaders in entertainment and social change, but instead, their public image is increasingly defined by the difficulties they face. Instead of becoming the global power couple they dreamed of, their efforts are starting to feel disconnected, as if they're being left behind in a world they once hoped to dominate. At this point, it seems that the couple's quest for independence and success outside the royal family may be running out of steam. Their efforts to stay in the public eye, once fueled by grand plans and high-profile deals, have now hit a major roadblock. The question remains, can they recover, or has the dream they built for themselves started to crumble? The deal the couple envisioned as their backup plan away from the royal spotlight was cancelled. But did Meghan make a name for herself in America before Harry came into her life? And why can't she leverage her reputation to salvage their situation? Now let's explore the end of Meghan's California dream. The poisoning of Meghan's image. Meghan Markle's carefully cultivated image as a friendly, relatable Californian mom is beginning to unravel. For years, she worked tirelessly to portray herself as someone that everyday people could connect with. From championing women's rights to her charity work, Meghan built a reputation for being warm, genuine, and down-to-earth, a persona that many admired. But recently, a series of controversies has started to raise doubts about this public image. As the tension grows, questions about the true nature of her persona and motivations are emerging, leaving her reputation in a more uncertain light than ever before. In his book, Tom Bauer explores how Meghan's public image is slowly falling apart, especially after recent controversies. One of the most damaging issues is the breaking of non-disclosure agreements by members of her own staff. This has sparked real worries about how Meghan handles her team and whether she can truly trust those close to her. The carefully crafted persona of a loving mother and passionate activist that once seemed so authentic is now being questioned. What once appeared as a heartfelt image is starting to look more like a carefully built illusion, leaving people wondering what's behind the curtain. As the controversies surrounding Meghan intensify, people are beginning to view her differently. The image of warmth and approachability she once carefully crafted is starting to feel less genuine. Rather than being seen as a source of empowerment, she is increasingly linked to scandal and criticism. The growing negative attention on her personal life, career choices, and public remarks is stacking up, making it harder for her to hold on to the image of the everyday woman she once worked so hard to project. Instead of admiration, she is now facing a public that questions her authenticity and intentions. What's even more concerning is that as more stories about Meghan continue to surface, her public image, one she's worked so hard to shape, seems to clash with the truth. Her efforts to project an image of kindness and positivity are starting to feel less genuine, especially as new facts about her actions and those of her team emerge. Meghan, who once appeared so down-to-earth and easy to connect with, is now being seen in a very different light. The more we learn, the more it seems like the person we thought we knew may not be as real and relatable as we once believed. The contrast is striking. As Meghan's reputation slips further, it's clear that maintaining a positive public image is becoming increasingly difficult for her. The carefully constructed facade of a warm, caring Californian mother is now facing serious cracks. The public's trust is fading, and Meghan is struggling to maintain the image that once made her a beloved figure. But is it possible for her to rebuild her reputation, or has the damage already been done? Let's dive into A Tale of Grievances. The Sussexes' victimhood narrative. In his analysis, Bauer suggests that Harry and Meghan's story has been increasingly shaped by a sense of victimhood. Instead of moving forward, they've become fixated on the struggles they've faced with the royal family. Their repeated criticisms have put them in a position where they seem to constantly dwell on their grievances, creating a pattern of ongoing complaint and blame. According to Bauer, this focus on being victims has become not just a central part of their public persona, but also their main way of coping with the challenges they face. Instead of shifting or evolving how they share their story, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex appear to be trapped in a cycle of hardship. Every step they take seems connected to their ongoing struggles with the royal family. Whether it's in interviews, documentaries, or posts on social media, their message remains constant. They are still battling, still dealing with forces beyond their control. According to Bauer, this ongoing fight has become more than just a phase in their lives. It's now a central theme that defines them. What was once a single chapter now feels like a repeating pattern, always at the heart of their narrative. Bauer suggests that the victim's identity has stopped being a passing phase and has evolved into a key survival tactic. When their projects, like media partnerships and public ventures, don't turn out as expected, leaning into this victim story helps them stay in the public eye. Instead of focusing on their failures, they shift the conversation to their ongoing struggles with the royal family, using it as an explanation for any setbacks. This strategy keeps them relevant, ensuring that the media continues to focus on their journey, regardless of the outcome of their ventures. It's a way to maintain attention, even when things don't go their way. However, the danger of this approach is that it's increasingly difficult for Harry and Meghan to break free from the cycle they've created. Each time they speak out, each time they address their past conflicts, they reinforce the same story. The more they hold on to this narrative of victimhood, the harder it becomes for them to redefine themselves or move beyond the roles they've set for themselves in the public eye. It's as though they're trapped in their own version of events, and every step they take only pushes them deeper into this narrative. This pattern has led to a situation where, according to Bauer, their identity is now inextricably linked with their struggles, and escaping that frame of reference is proving increasingly challenging. In their quest for freedom and independence, they may have unintentionally shackled themselves to a story that's difficult to escape. Beyond playing the victim card to gain public sympathy, what else has tarnished Meghan's reputation? And can she be blamed for her desires? Or is she expecting something that is far from reality? Let's dive into the shocking details. Meghan's royal ambition. In her book, Bauer presents a shocking revelation that Meghan Markle once believed she was more entitled to the title of Queen than Kate Middleton. This claim adds fuel to the ongoing controversy surrounding Meghan and her time within the British royal family. According to Bauer, Meghan found herself increasingly frustrated by her role in the monarchy, feeling overshadowed and sidelined. She couldn't comprehend why Kate, who had married Prince William, was being groomed for the throne, while she, despite her own marriage to Prince Harry, wasn't being treated with the same level of importance. Meghan's strong desire for recognition and influence seemed to be at the heart of her decisions and ultimately her exit from the royal family. She believed she had a special charm and a unique platform that could help her rise to a more prominent role within the family. However, instead of being embraced, she often felt like an outsider. This sense of exclusion began to build frustration, especially as Meghan struggled to fit in. Tensions reached a breaking point, particularly with Kate, who was destined to become queen consort. The The growing divide between them added fuel to the fire, escalating the strain within the royal household. Meghan's decision to step away from royal duties appeared to stem from a deep sense of frustration. She felt her talents and ideas were overlooked, while Kate's more conventional, seemingly smooth journey to fame was constantly praised. It wasn't just the harsh media attention or public pressure that led to Meghan's exit. It was also the feeling of being undervalued in a system she saw as outdated, one that didn't align with the way she wanted to contribute or the changes she believed were needed. The modern world, to her, seemed to be moving ahead without the royal family. Bauer's book paints a picture of Meghan as a woman deeply frustrated with her position, feeling both overlooked and misunderstood by the royal family. This desire for a more prominent role didn't just push her to leave, it also continues to influence her relationship with the monarchy. The rift remains, with Meghan holding on to the belief that her true potential was never fully recognized. The notion that she saw herself as more deserving of the throne than Kate only adds another layer to the complex and often dramatic narrative of her life within the royal spotlight. At the heart of it, Meghan's story is one of ambition, self-perception, and the tension between an individual's desires and the limitations imposed by tradition. The clash between her aspirations and the royal family's expectations is a powerful, ongoing theme in her journey, continuing to shape her public image and relationship with the monarchy. Tom Bauer revealed that one of the factors contributing to Meghan's challenges is her desire to be treated like a future queen consort. But will the current queen consort support her in becoming the next? And what is the relationship between the current queen consort and Meghan's husband? Let's find out. Tension with Camilla. The relationship between Harry and Queen Camilla has always been strained, but the recent revelations in Bauer's book have cast this tension in an even brighter light. Harry, now a well-known figure in the media, has long believed that Camilla played a key role in causing trouble for him and Meghan. He accuses her of working against them behind closed doors, fueling a rivalry that seems to have deepened over time. These allegations aren't new, but they've reignited old wounds that Harry has struggled to heal from. The claims about Camilla's actions have reopened a chapter of hurt and disappointment that threatens to undo any hope of repairing the relationship with his father, King Charles. Harry and Camilla's relationship has spiraled further into conflict, with no sign of repair in sight. What once seemed like a potential opportunity for healing now feels like an impossible dream. Harry's frustrations with Camilla are rooted in much more than personal disputes. They reflect deep concerns about loyalty, trust, and the concept of family. He believes she has deliberately worked against him, a belief that's hard to ignore, especially when the royal family's inner workings are under constant public scrutiny. For Harry, who has long sought a life away from the royal spotlight, Camilla's perceived role in complicating his journey only intensifies the feeling of loneliness and disconnection he already struggles with. Every new accusation seems to push Harry further away from the royal family, with his relationship with King Charles growing increasingly fragile. What was once a delicate bond now seems to be hanging by a thread, made even more complicated by Camilla's involvement. The growing tension between father and son paints a picture of a family on the edge of breaking apart. For Harry, the hope of reconciling with his father feels distant, as long as he believes that Camilla is contributing to his pain. The atmosphere is thick with tension, and it's hard to imagine how or if the scars from their past will ever truly fade. In essence, what started as a complicated family relationship has now spiraled into something far more damaging. Harry's relationship with the royal family, particularly with Camilla and King Charles, appears to be beyond repair. The emotional distance between Harry and the monarchy only continues to widen, leaving many to wonder if any reconciliation will ever truly be possible. It's a situation filled with deep emotional conflict, and one that shows no sign of resolution anytime soon. Meghan's relationship with other members of the royal family is tense, which has brought their public image under scrutiny. But can they establish a new path to royalty elsewhere? Or is the door to royalty closed to them in every industry? Let's reveal the shocking details. The Sussexes struggle to conquer Hollywood. Harry and Meghan's aspirations of becoming the darlings of Hollywood seem to be fading. When they first stepped into the limelight after stepping down from their royal duties, The couple envisioned themselves as global icons, using their platform to bring attention to important causes. They made waves by stepping into the world of celebrity, not only with their personal brand, but also by aligning themselves with high-profile charity efforts. Among these was their support for victims of California's devastating wildfires, an effort that was meant to showcase their commitment to helping those in need. However, what was once seen as a noble gesture has now become a subject of doubt and criticism. Their charity work, which was supposed to shine a light on their caring side, has started to be seen through a more skeptical lens. What was once a heartfelt attempt to make a difference is now being criticized by some as a calculated effort to maintain their public image. Critics argue that these philanthropic acts aren't as genuine as they appear, and that the couple is using these charitable endeavors to create a more sympathetic and likable persona. While their intentions may have seemed clear at the outset, the reality of achieving Hollywood stardom has proven much more challenging than Harry and Meghan initially imagined. The couple thought they could effortlessly transition from the royal spotlight to becoming influential figures in the entertainment industry. Instead, they are finding themselves facing increasing backlash, with many questioning whether their charitable efforts are really about making a difference or if they're simply part of a larger strategy to remain relevant and admired. As the public grows more wary of their actions, Harry and Meghan's carefully constructed image is beginning to show cracks. Instead of the unwavering support they once enjoyed, they are now under a much sharper microscope. Their relationship with the media, which was once perceived as an opportunity for them to tell their own story on their own terms, is now seen as a double-edged sword. What was supposed to be a fairy tale transition into stardom is becoming an uphill battle as they struggle to balance their public image with the growing skepticism surrounding their motives. In the end, the dream they once held of becoming Hollywood royalty is slipping through their fingers. Achieving the stardom they envisioned is no longer an easy feat. As the criticisms continue to grow, the couple may need to reevaluate their approach or risk fading into the background of the celebrity world they once sought to dominate. Meghan's reputation cannot guarantee her success in the Hollywood industry, which has made it difficult to make a breakthrough in the field. But what does the future hold for Meghan and her husband with a tarnished reputation? Is there hope for them to thrive outside of the royal spotlight? Or might they be compelled to return to royal duties to save their image? Let's find out. What's next for Meghan and Harry? What's next for Meghan and Harry? After stepping away from royal duties, their journey to create a life of independence has become increasingly uncertain. Their business efforts are struggling, public opinion is shifting against them, and their ties to the royal family are growing more distant by the day. With each challenge, it's harder to see if their vision of living outside the royal spotlight will ever truly become a reality. Will they find success and peace, or will their pursuit of independence unravel before their eyes? The future holds many questions. The release of Tom Bower's book has brought new revelations to light, offering a deeper look into both the personal and public battles Meghan and Harry have faced. It's becoming evident that the dream they once had of living independently, free from royal expectations, is becoming more elusive with each passing day. What they may have envisioned as a fresh start seems to be overshadowed by constant media attention and an increasing series of obstacles. The couple might have had hopes of reinventing themselves and carving out a different kind of legacy. But as the weeks go by, it's clear that their lives are far from the peaceful, private existence they had hoped for. Instead, they are met with endless scrutiny from both the media and the public, which only seems to intensify with every move they make. The pressures that come with constant attention have shown no signs of easing, and the reality of their situation now feels more like a struggle to maintain control of their own narrative. The public's view isn't the only thing changing. Meghan and Harry's relationship with the royal family is facing growing tension. Every public mistake and media storm only deepens the rift, making it harder to mend the once strong bonds. As the divide widens, the couple is left to deal with the fallout of their decisions, increasingly isolated and without the support they once had from the monarchy. While they may have initially believed they could build a life beyond the monarchy's reach, the cracks in their plan are starting to show. Their quest for independence, once seen as a brave escape from royal life, now seems to be fraught with challenges that they may not have fully anticipated. With each setback, it becomes harder to see how they will be able to overcome the mounting pressure and regain control over their own destiny. As they try to navigate through this turbulent period, the future remains uncertain. Will they find a way to rebuild and thrive, or will the weight of their decisions continue to drag them down? Only time will tell. The path ahead for Meghan and Harry is full of unknowns, and how they manage the obstacles in their way will be crucial in determining whether they can finally create the life they've envisioned, or if they'll be caught in a cycle of setbacks that leave them yearning for something that always feels just out of reach. What do you think of Tom Bower's revelation? Can Meghan and Harry thrive outside the royal spotlight? We would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe.